Hi, and welcome to Web3 Unfiltered, the podcast where we cut through the noise, the jargon, and speculative hype to deconstruct the mechanics of the decentralized economy. I am your host, Collins Victory Odabi. On this episode, we are stripping everything back. Yes, you cannot master Web3 if you do not understand the tool it was built to reinvent, which is money. Most people treat money as a static fact of life, but it actually isn't. Money is a technology, and like any technology, it has versions. Today, we are looking at the upgrade from the physical world to the birth of digital scarcity. So let's start with the hard truth. Most of what you think you know about money is a myth. We are told that money has value because the government says so. But historically, money didn't start with a decree. It started as a solution to a logistical nightmare called the coincidence of wants. So let's imagine you have a cow and you need potatoes. You have to find someone who not only has potatoes, but specifically wants a cow right now. If you want shoes instead, then you're stuck. Money was invented to be the universal medium of exchange. Think of it as a lubricant for trade. But for a lubricant to work, it must hold its viscosity, which is what we call a store of value. For centuries, we used gold. Why? Because it was the original proof of work. It was chemically stable, difficult to find, and impossible to fake. You could not just print more gold, and this was the era of hard money. But then we got lazy. Gold is heavy and dangerous to transport, so we created representative money. You'd leave your gold in a vault and carry a paper receipt. Eventually, the banks realized they could issue more receipts than they had gold. This was the birth of fractional reserve banking, the first exploit in the financial ledger. Then in 1971, the system underwent a total hard fork. The US entered the gold standard, and we entered the era of fiat. Fiat is Latin for let it be done. The money has value because of a decree, not because it's backed by anything physical. Now let's deconstruct the mechanic here. When you use fiat, you're using a debt-based ledger controlled by a central master. The supply is a variable controlled by humans with political incentives. This leads to something we call debasement. Your hard-earned time, stored in currency, is slowly leaked away through inflation. This is the systemic failure that Web3 was built to correct. In the 90s, we tried to fix this digitally. We had DigiCash, we had B-Money, we had eGold. They all failed. Why? Because they could not solve the double spend problem. Think of it as this. In the physical world, if I give you a $100 note, I no longer have it. But in the digital world, everything is a file. If I send you a money file, what stops me from hitting copy paste and sending it to 10 other people? The early pioneers tried to solve this with a central server. Think of it as a master ledger. But central servers are choke points. If the government doesn't like your project, they shut down the server and the money vanishes. There was no way to have scarcity without a central master until 2008, when Satoshi Nakamoto released the Bitcoin white paper in the middle of a global financial collapse. He didn't just invent a coin, he invented a decentralized architecture. He solved the double spend problem using a distributed ledger. For the first time in human history, we created digital scarcity. Something that is digital, can be sent globally in seconds, but cannot be copied. This is the genesis block of Web3. Now, the strategic takeaway for you as a builder or as an investor is this. We are moving from a world where value is permitted by an institution to a world where value is proven by mathematics. If you are building in Web3 today, you aren't just making apps. You are building on the first ever global, neutral, and scarce digital foundation. If you build a protocol today with fiat-style inflationary economics, you are simply recreating the flaws of the old system. High signal architecture requires an understanding that for money to be meaningful, it must be scarce. So that wraps up today's episode of Web3 Unfiltered. We've deconstructed the evolution from salt and gold to the first successful implementation of mathematical scarcity. If you found this episode valuable, don't forget to share it with your network and subscribe to Web3 Unfiltered so you never miss an insight. Until next time, Stay sharp, stay curious, and keep building.